Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, class, whatever time it is you're watching this. We're doing an introduction to cascading style sheets. You're going to see how beneficial, how much time they can save. The hard part is figuring out how to do them. But once you learn the skill of creating style sheets, you're going to be pleased and see how much time you can save yourself some work, especially if you have a website with multiple pages. So we're going to start with this lesson together. First of all, CSS is the cascading style sheets. It allows you to make changes to several pages at once. There are three ways that you can apply styles. Inline styles are inserted inside the opening HTML tags, and that's basically all you've worked with at this point. For example, P style equals text align center, color, blue, font family, Arial. You did all that in one line to change that one string of text through that, and that was inline styles. The next thing we're going to learn is internal style sheets. An internal style sheet is located in the head of your HTML document. We're going to learn how to do internal style sheets, and then we'll go to external style sheets, which is very similar. It's just in a separate document all by itself. And we're not going to get into any type of layers or anything at this point, div layers at this point. We're just going to get a handle on internal style sheets. One important thing to point out is that a browser looks for these things. So the first thing it's going to look for is the browser default, is the lowest priority, external style sheets, lowest priority, internal style sheets, and then inline styles. This will make more sense once we start creating our style sheets. So the first thing you need to do is download this HTML file, cssdemo.html. So you want to go to File, Save, Link As. And you want to save it in a location where you can remember where it is, and you can access it anytime. I'm going to put it on my desktop for the time being. Now that we have our document, I use Arachnophily to do my code. When you open this up and preview it, you're going to see it says Learning Cascading Style Sheets. I love HTML and web design. This text is red, this text is blue. Paragraph here. And you'll see these codes, H1, horizontal rule, a span tag, paragraph tag, horizontal rule, H2 tags. And it's pretty bland. But the purpose of being bland is we're going to add an internal style sheet to make it a little bit more exciting. So once you've saved this document, the question you got to ask is when do you use an inline, internal, or external style sheet? Inline is used not very often. Once you learn how to do style sheets, you shouldn't use it often. You only do it just to highlight one little or override one little thing in your style sheet, like a clearance item, as I got an example here. The other one is the internal style sheet is used very often. You want each page of your site to have its own distinct look and formatting. And then we'll learn how to do external style sheets, which means you set up one sheet in style, and you will make every page in your web page look like that. Now again, if you have an external style sheet that you're using to control the appearance of the entire website, but there's one page you want to send out, you can still put the internal style sheet, and that's where the priorities come in. The browser will take this in priority of the external style sheets. So if you insert a style into your web page, we're going to, again, inline styles is what we've learned up to this point, where you would do like a P style equals color, sienna. And again, from this point on, we're going to use these sparingly because we're going to start using internal style sheets. All right, as I mentioned earlier, internal style sheets are typed in the head section of the web page, but after the title tag. So let's look at this example. We have a head, title, e-commerce website, close title. Then you put all your styles in here. Then you close your head tag. Look at the structure of the inline style sheet. First of all, you just use a left wicket style type equals text / CSS. That tells the browser that we're going to be using a style sheet, cascading style sheet. This is a comment tag. This isn't always necessary. This is in case it's an old browser that someone's using The old browsers would display this text if you didn't put it inside the comment tag. So what this would do, HR color red, would make all the lines in your page red. So let's try that really quick with our cascading style sheet. So let's open up this little document here. Up in the head, I'm going to do style, and let's look back at our reference. Type equals text / CSS. Now it's ready for me to put in my styles. Now in this case, we're just going to address the horizontal rules. So I'm going to put an HR here. And we're learning a new symbol here. It's not a wicket, it's not a parentheses, but it's the bracket symbol with the little curly bracket. All right, and then I like to press enter and keep a space a couple times or tab over. And we want the horizontal rules to be red. So I'm going to type in color, colon, red, semicolon. And that's very similar to what we're used to doing in your inline. You can also go down here and you can change width, colon, 50%, semicolon, and then you can do text align, colon, center. And even though I'm done, I like to put the semicolon there in case later on when I come back I want to add something. It'll be sitting there ready for me to go. So now I'm finished. I'm going to close that little bracket out, and now I'm going to close the style. So this is all I've added to this. Now let's look in our document. All we had was 1, 2 lines. Now because I've told the internal style sheet that I want all my horizontal rules to be red, 50% wide, and center, when I save my changes and I preview it, they're all centered, all 3 of them. Now again, if I wanted just one of them to be blue, I can override here by going to style equals color blue, and because inline style has priority over internal style sheet, that line would be blue. But you can see easily that if I want all my lines to be red, I only have to write one line of code, and that applies to all of them.